Okay, out here today with the Smith Wesson CSX 9mm. One of the things that kept me from buying it at first was I'd seen some people talk about slide bite. And so just wanted to talk about that a little bit, and they show a little slow motion video of shooting it and how it causes me a little bit of an issue, and how to maybe determine if it's going to cause you an issue when you're down there at the gun store. So let me stop this video and then I'll insert that other piece. Okay, so in that video, you could kind of see how when the gun is recoiling, as it's coming back, it's catching me right here. One of the ways that you might be able to see at the gun store, if the gun's going to cause you problems and get kind of an indication, you can see how the gun has a very low bore axis, which is good because that helps with control. However, it does mean that your hand is much closer to the slide as it comes back. And holding it like this, it looks like there's a nice gap, doesn't look like there's a problem at all. However, when I'm firing it, and this is a way that maybe at a gun store you might be able to tell if it's going to cause you a problem, basically take the gun and shove it back into your hand, and you can kind of see here how this part of my hand kind of rises up a little bit just as the gun recoils, and that's how it's catching me. And it doesn't catch me badly, but it does kind of catch me just a little bit, and it takes off like one layer of skin, which is not very comfortable, obviously. Doesn't really hurt, but it can be a little bit of a distraction, and if enough of the meat of your hand gets in the way, you could have malfunction, basically, because the gun is encountering resistance as it's coming back and moving forward. So when you go to the gun store, get a nice grip on the pistol, and then basically just push it back into your hand like it's recoiling, and see, does the top of your hand connect with that slide when it's retracted. And that'll give you hopefully a pretty good idea. Now, because it is a low bore axis, you can shoot it pretty quickly, and the recoil is very manageable. It is a single action, so you have the safety, and the safety can go on as you are chambering around, and so you can have the safety on and not have to worry about I don't know, if you were doing something stupid like having your finger in the trigger guard while you were releasing the slide, you'd at least still possibly have the safety on. As far as shooting it goes, this one, the sights are only about 5 yards. The sights on this one are a little high, so basically I have to completely obstruct if I'm shooting at one of the little small tape over targets about the size of the orange down there. I have to shoot just a little bit above it to actually get on that target. But it is a fairly pleasant gun to shoot, with the caveat that for me, my hand tends to flex up a little bit. It's not hammer bite, but just slide, and it kind of nicks me like right over here. We'll see if it does it today. I've been trying to keep an even firmer grip on it to try to minimize the amount of flex in my hand, but we'll see if it bites me today. Today it really hasn't bit me, so that's definitely a nice thing. That was just a dozen quick rounds. They do send a 10-round magazine with this, which I managed to forget at home today. This is their 12-round magazine. The 10-round magazine, I can keep all of my fingers on it when the magazine plate is here, and my finger does not slip and come down. But I do not have big hands, so your mileage may vary on that. Just check that out at the gun store, I guess, and kind of see if it looks like it's gonna be an issue for you. But for me, it really isn't. The pistol is really easy to shoot. It's a really pleasant shooting pistol. You know, and like I said, I was just kind of just shooting relatively rapidly there, and still getting them all about where I'd want them to be. I mean, obviously a tighter group would be nicer, but you know. Oh, something else. If you have another 12-round magazine and you have it in your pocket, you have it in the case, whatever, just be aware that this thing kind of moves around. You might want to like super glue him down just to have him there. If you just didn't want to fool with it all, you can take it off, but then you do have a gap there. So I've just noticed that a lot of times the magazine, the little base plate thing will be there, and that makes it a little bit awkward as far as inserting the magazines. Not a drop free, even when the magazine is, let me get my hand out of the way, even when the magazine is loaded, I'm depressing the magazine lever and it's not coming. So it's not a drop free magazine, or at least isn't in mine. That's something else you can check at the gun store. So I'm starting to feel a couple of those. You know, I've got a little white mark right there right now. That's kind of where that scab was. So again, you know, just put another 12 rounds. I did a little bit better keeping them more towards the center this last time. These are easy guns to shoot. I mean, that low bore axis is really handy. The sights on these are just 3-dot white. I believe, I'm not 100%, but I believe you can use the shield sights, but I'm not 100%. So, you know, if that's something that you're interested in, take a look. But anyway, though, I like it. It's sort of a fun gun to shoot, and again, I like being able to put the safety on while letting the slide go forward. So that's 3 dozen rounds, and they're just kind of beating up the middle of the target, which is what you'd expect at just 5 yards. So anyway, this is the Smith Wesson CSX.